Hello everybody and welcome to your soul reading. In this reading we are going to explore your highest potentials, who you are meant to become and evolve into at this lifetime. And we are going to explore several areas of your life, including your love life. So look at the 3 different choices before you and see which one of them is resonating with you, that you feel drawn into. I will start with the first combination. There are timestamps for the other 2 below. Hello and welcome. So this first combination here, I'm going to pick up the citron and just feel your energy a little bit. This represents your life journey, this lifetime for me. And you are definitely a person who is meant to be in a position of power, in a leadership role, the head of a family, the owner of a business, somebody with a very strong and powerful voice. And you are meant to achieve many successes this life journey. You are not somebody who likes the mediocre. You are ambitious. You have a lot of goals. Sometimes you can be, full force towards them, and other times you really struggle with motivation. But all in all, throughout your life journey, many people are going to look up to you, are going to count on you, your advice, your guidance, your direction, your wisdom, your knowledge is priceless. You are like this pillar of strength for yourself and for many. You will go through some different trials and tribulations in this life journey, but it's only to grow and expand and evolve you further. And the different things that you go through and experience this life journey, through that process, you are not somebody who is going to be broken down and stay down. You are always going to get back up and fight and become bigger and badder and better than you were before. And through each one of those experiences, the wisdom you gain, you share that, with all who encounter you. Many people are going to look up to you and admire you through your life journey because of the internal strength and personal empowerment that you stand for. You are somebody who speaks your truth. You are somebody who isn't going to be shoved in a corner or quieted. Okay, you are meant to make waves this life journey. No question there. Just going to move your candle over there and put this here. So we have your destiny and we have your success. You have a destiny this lifetime. You are fated to achieve very big things. And so we're going to speak these words into the universe for you guys, and we're going to light a candle to really solidify our intention, because each and every one of you that came to this reading, to this first little treasure chest, I want you to achieve your highest potential, everything that you set out for this life journey that's encoded, within your DNA, within the blueprint of your incarnation. I want you to achieve that. I want you to achieve the soul evolution that you sought out through this life journey. Okay, so you can, I'm going to speak this, and you can speak it after I speak it to really set the intention for yourself. But my intention for you is quite strong, all right? But please join in. The more, the merrier. And as each of you watch this reading, even though it is pre-recorded, you are all watching, many of you at the same time. And as you connect your energy and jump onto this intention for yourself and everybody else who was drawn to this first set of items for the reading, you guys align your intentions with each other, which makes it even more powerful, even stronger, okay? So, for all of you, your destiny, all that I shall need to know as I walk shall now be shown. Success that's true belongs to me. Success with honor, integrity. And now I light the candle to solidify those words for those of you who were drawn to this first set of objects for your reading, to dig into your soul, to look at your life journey. So mote it be, okay? May you achieve your highest destiny and the highest potential of success that you have set forth for this life journey. All right, and we are going to look at your fortunes at the end, but let's get into your treasure chest. So this is us going into your soul and getting more specific. We have more citron. So you are somebody who is going to take knocks, and it will hurt. You definitely feel pain just like everybody else, but you are so much stronger about it that often people won't realize when you need help, when you need somebody to check on you, when you need somebody just to say, hey, I was thinking about you. How are you doing? Do you need anything today? You're just a very strong, like, I see you as this oak tree, okay? Very strong, very rooted, and you can handle things in a way that most people can't. It's like if people could walk your shoes, they would falter and crumble and fall to pieces. You are something very special, and you do not express your needs, your wants very well. And that's something that you will have to work on this life journey, is coming into a place of saying, I need help, allowing yourself to be vulnerable. And not just that, but believing in the power of others, and that they will be there for you, and that somebody will catch you when you fall, because it's like you're the one that always catches people when they fall. You're the one that gives the advice, the guidance, the stability. When everybody else is afraid and panicking, you are that rock holding it together for everybody else. And there are times that you are falling apart inside, but nobody around you recognizes that. And so one of your, challenges this life journey is learning how to be vulnerable and expose yourself and reach out for the support when you need it, because you are that empowerment, you are that love for everybody, people close to you, as well as, strangers. You just are somebody who is never going to let anything defeat you. Never. I will win. I will prevail. You are made for success this life journey. Absolutely 100%. All right. And the crystals that I'm using, I highly recommend you work with these crystals personally. They will help empower you. They will help balance you. Now we have pyrite, and this is a symbol of the amount of success and achievement and abundance that you are meant to manifest in this life journey. And you are very protected by the higher realms. Know that. And this is like an armor of gold around you, okay, in this walking through this life journey. And it's not to say that you won't meet challenge and you won't have setback, but you will always prevail. You are made to prevail. The fire within, the drive within is stronger than anything. And sometimes people may accuse you of being too driven, too materialistic. It's not true. It is not true. You are very soulful. You are very empathetic and compassionate, more so than most people who are accusing you otherwise. You're just a very wise, evolved soul, and you're very focused on what you meant to achieve this life journey. Okay, you are very focused on that. And then, here is the purity of you, of your soul, crystal quartz, bringing you into clarity, into understanding. Highly recommend that you work with this. So here, the bone. This is back to that strength, that stability in which you are, not just for yourself, but for many. You really hold it together. You are unbreakable. I know at times there may be things that you experience and you go through, but you are somebody who is always going to come back. You are not breakable. You are flexible, and sometimes you flex a little too far and it takes you a minute to, get your bearings back, but you always will. You always will. You are made to. And you have the butterfly. So butterflies are very symbolic for this life journey for you. And this is talking about the multiple transformations that you will go through in this lifetime. Some of you could start out, from very humble beginnings, but you are meant to rise to the top. You have the book of the King and Queens. You are meant to be in a position of power, to have and hold a lot of success. Okay? People listen to you. People look up to you. You are knowledgeable. You are wise. You are a very powerful force. And those of you who truly come into your highest potential, you will make major changes in this world, as well as each and every person who encounters you. You are royalty. You are so evolved at the soul. If you only knew, you are meant to be a voice that is heard, a powerful presence on the earth, this life journey. All right, you are a king or queen, and that's talking about the energy. But remember, that does not mean that you will not go through challenge, trials, and tribulations. You will, but it is only to grow you and make you stronger. So let's look at you, the light aspects, the strongest aspects of who you are, what you are, and what you bring forth. Ooh, we've got the Griffin coming through. Balance, clarity, spiritual enlightenment. You are being guided to find the harmonic balance of your mind, body, and soul. The abundance you seek already exists within you. You are strong, independent, and fearless. Take flight and achieve what you desire. How perfect is that for the message that we've already pulled through for you guys? How perfect is that? That is who you are. You are a master manifester. You are powerful. You are wise. Spiritual enlightenment. You bring balance. You bring clarity. All right? You are the perfect alignment of mind, body, and soul when you are at your best. The abundance you seek already exists within you. That's talking about how that's written in your DNA to be successful, to achieve many things throughout this life journey. And with the butterfly, that those achievements come in many different areas of your life, throughout your life. You are very powerful and wise. Look up the Griffin, see the deeper spiritual meaning behind that. Okay? And now we're going to look at your blind spot, something in this life, that is going to be your greatest challenge, where you will struggle, your main soul lesson that you are trying to evolve from this life journey. And I just, it's a symbol, so I want you to really look at the symbol for a second. And we already picked up on what this means when we were working with the crystals. This is about disconnection. You are going to really, excuse me, you are really going to struggle to be open and vulnerable. You are going to disconnect. When you get emotionally overstimulated, you're really going to pull back and disconnect. You may be apt to just kind of start agreeing with somebody just to end the conversation, or you might outright cut them off. You might withdraw. Okay, one thing that you will struggle this life journey is the tendency to disconnect and to pull away, and struggling to open up and be vulnerable and share. All right, so Spirit talked about it here, and Spirit's confirming it there. And the reason for this, again, is overcoming this issue, this lesson, is part of your greater evolution of your soul for this life journey. Now let's look at the angelic realm and see what's coming in. Breathe and enjoy this moment. So this is letting you know that you have multiple angels who walk with you and assist you this life journey, and remind you of when you need to slow down and smell the roses. Remind you when you need to really stop and take notice of all you have, achieved and succeeded up to this point on your journey, because you are very ambitious, and no matter what you achieve, it may never feel like enough for you. Okay, it might not. You're just always going to be reaching higher and higher. There is no end to you. You are a master manifester, and as you go through your life journey, you're going to become more and more comfortable within that role. Okay, and that remembering of your power. You have a beautiful destiny. You are meant to come into great success. So let's take a look at that life journey through the tarot. You've got the Fool. Oh yeah, there's that High Priestess. That's that spiritual enlightenment, that deep wisdom in which you are. And now you've got the Star, and that's what you bring to so many. The Two of Cups and the Queen of Swords. I am not surprised to see you showing as the Queen of Swords, okay? Whether you're an air sign or not, that goes back to how you are very strong and you don't open up. You keep a lot of things to yourself. You really push through. So when you're hurting, you do have a tendency to withdraw and disconnect and go within. And it's like you've just got to be in your space, and you will eventually, overcome and snap out of whatever it is that puts you there. However, you don't have to experience life that way, and it may have been different encounters in early childhood that really taught you that you needed to be there for yourself, have your own back, soothe yourself, take care of yourself. Okay, but now as you grow and you mature through your life journey, there are souls that are meant to align to you, to love you, and to be just as supportive to you as you are to them. Okay, I do see that you early on in life, it's like you have to do a lot for yourself, and it may have seemed quite unfair at the time, but as you age and go through your life, you're going to realize how those early experiences really made you resourceful and strong and responsible, and how to have your own back, and streetwise. Just, it taught you more than you can appreciate in your early years. And as you continue to evolve and transform throughout your life journey, you're going to understand those early experiences and how they shaped you and actually made you stronger. They didn't break you, they made you stronger, because remember, you are unbreakable, truly. And you have the High Priestess. You are very mysterious to other people. There is very few that get to know the real you, the deepest parts of you, to pass through your gate. Very few people get to know this side. All right, you are a mystery to many, but you are also very connected into the higher realms. Whether you realize it or not, a lot of the different things that you do is based on spiritual guidance you are receiving from your team. And because you are so evolved, it's just such a part of you that many of you may feel like it's your own thoughts. And some of you are aware of that guidance, but some of you just receive it as your own thoughts. But you have a very strong team supporting you. You are meant to have many victories and successes this life journey. Not only that, you are a healing, powerful force to others coming through with this star. And you are somebody who is loyal and true, and people can count on you. And sometimes you may feel like that's a fault about you because you get burned over, or you get screwed over or burned, okay, at different points in your journey, this life journey. But again, that's part of your soul growth and soul lesson. But you are somebody who is just beautiful, open, honest to all. And those who prove themselves that you let in, you are loyal through thick and thin until the end of time for them, okay? You are something very special and precious to have. Anybody who knows you and knows the depth of you, they are honored by you because of just who you are. You are this magical person, but you are very, very closed up and closed off. It's not to say you don't feel emotions, that you don't express emotions, but for people to truly get in, to know every aspect of you, oh no, they've got to know like 25 different combinations. There's 25 different trapdoors, okay? Very guarded, very protected, very analytical. You might try to avoid emotions more than indulge them, okay? And that could go back to this life lesson that is going to be your strongest life lesson through this incarnation, is overcoming that energy and working through that energy. Okay, so let's look at a couple areas of your life. Let's look at your successes, and then we'll go into your romances. And I will let this candle burn all the way down for you guys, okay? I will not put it out, even if I finish the reading before it is completed. It's burning there. Okay, so we have the Knight of Pentacles, the Five of Cups, the Two of Swords, and Justice. You definitely are going to go through some trials and tribulations, but nothing can break you. I'm telling you, you've got the bone and the butterfly. Nothing can break you. And through every setback or challenge or big disappointment, you are going to transform and come back bigger and better than before. And justice will always be on your side because of who you are and the way that you operate. Good things will always manifest for you along this life journey, okay? So don't give in to fear ever when things aren't working out. It's not because you're bad and it's bad karma for you. It's because you're such a wise, advanced soul that it takes some big lessons to further evolve you. But you will always come back from anything that you go through. You will prevail. You're like a cat with 9 lives, okay? You are. And justice is always going to be on your side just because of your past soul evolution. All right, so let's look at your romance and see how that plays out for you. What's written in the blueprint there. acceptance, temporary reconnection. I'll pull these down so you can see them better. Sexual nostalgia, healing soulmate connection, and soul consciousness. Okay, so there is definitely going to be two strong romantic connections this life journey. Some of you could even say that you are on a twin flame journey, okay? But what I see here is you meet somebody and something causes you guys to break up, to go separate ways, okay? And there may be some back and forth between the two of you. But at some point you come into a relationship with another person, and you know, this other person may be who you end up with forever after, all right? But this other person here, this first one, never ever leaves your heart, ever leaves your heart. Okay, so it's not to say there's only going to be two people you date. You'll probably date multiple people. But what Spirit's talking about here is there's this very significant relationship early on that changes you. It's one of these transformations that you go through it, and the separation, like you guys really go back and forth. It's hard to accept the breakup, all right? And then, you know, there just comes the point where your paths really diverge, and then you come into this other relationship, and this relationship is healing soulmate connection and soul consciousness. This is a very strong and powerful soulmate. It's a healing relationship. It's very opposite of the early relationship that you have in your journey. Okay, however, you never forget this person. So even after you come into union here, I feel this person kind of just is always on your mind. All right, and if you and this person over here are not ever after, then when this relationship ends, you come back into union with this person here. All right, you have two very significant loves of your life, and I cannot tell you which one is more significant than the other. I really can't. From this particular cards that have come out, they both feel equal of importance in your heart space for me. So they're two very strong relationships, but one of them is like your ever after, okay? And you know, whichever one that is, the other one will always be in your heart, okay? You'll never forget either one of these romances. You'll heal, you'll evolve, you'll be okay, but one of them is definitely your ever after. So let's pull some cards about the one that's earlier in life, and you may circle back around after this relationship's over with, and then this one that comes, you know, later on. Okay, so we have the Moon, Four of Cups, Hanged Man for the early relationship, and then over here we have the Nine of Cups, the Knight of Cups, and the Ten of Pentacles. Okay, so what I feel here is this early relationship. This is kind of how you feel like this is the one that got away for a while, because with the Moon and the Four of Cups and the Hanged Man, this relationship I feel is the catalyst that opened you up to your recognition that you are closed off, that you don't open up very much emotionally, that you are very mysterious, and sometimes those who love you feel like, you know, you're disconnected, you're a million miles away from them, even though you're not, all right? You're just very guarded with your emotional body. And so that may be some issue in this relationship. And it's like after this relationship ends, you become very aware and you work on improving that, because you see this as the one that got away. All right, but then you've grown, you've evolved, and you come in to this connection right here. And this, I do feel, is your ever after, because we have the Nine of Cups. This is like a wish come true, and you guys have many, many years together. You like build an empire together, or you both have built personal empires, and when you come together, you're very successful, you're very abundant, you're like a power couple. Okay, so this one, yes, later in life, and that could be like late 20s, 30s, 40s, 50s. Okay, it's just different for each of you. That is your ever after. And this early love, this one here, is like the preparation for this connection. All right, so that is very, very powerful. And I am going to have to change the battery, so I'm going to shut the camera off for just a second. You might see it like bounce, so that's what it is. So be right back. Okay, changed the battery. So let's pull a couple more cards. But yeah, this is very special love that carries you to the end of your days, and it's healing, and you are able to reveal yourself and show yourself to this love. And it's because of this journey, and then, you know, other people you date and emotionally get involved with, that prepare you for this beautiful, beautiful romance. And the preparation is like when you guys get here, both you and this person, you don't go through all the normal issues and problems relationships have. You guys really flow beautifully. All right, so dream rendezvous, repeating signs, lessons learned, awakening emotions, karmic flame love. So that's the journey that leads you to that person right there. And what do you guys have? A beautiful, solid connection that's true, equal, and balanced on both sides. Okay? That's what you guys have. The journey to this person, however, is this first relationship very significant. You're going to learn a lot of lessons with this person that's going to just activate you and awaken you quite a bit. And with this karmic flame love, you are going to think that this is your one for quite some time, but it's really a karmic. And you know, you have this temporary reconnection, and I felt like that back and forth, and you see like it may be like a third party thing where the person that you are, you know, involved with, they go back and forth between you and another person. Or maybe, you know, this is a general reading, you go back and forth between two people, because it's like back and forth, never really getting anywhere. It's really hard to break free from each other because the connection feels so strong. You know, you dream about each other. There's a lot of external repeating signs that just always seem to lead you back together. But you go through that process, and then you evolve, you learn, and you grow. And through that, you finally have the strength to walk away, because you have this awakening, this understanding. And once this happens, that allows you to come into alignment, into union with this beautiful soulmate that you absolutely belong to. And you guys are on the same page 100%. We're gonna pull some fortunes about the destiny and success for this journey. Major life change Time is right for major life changes as a new lifestyle or location brings great joy and a trouble-free existence. So there are going to be a lot of big changes that take place in this life journey, but you have the butterfly that's already talked about that, and every big change is only leading to better. Surprise. A disappointment will be followed by a pleasant surprise. An invitation could bring love to those searching. So yeah, every setback only makes you stronger, and you will bounce back every time. Every time. Romance. Love is set to sizzle. The chance for romance is high for those seeking connection. And yep, there you go. You are meant to have this beautiful romance, this life journey. And when you both are ready and you've gone through all the process of being properly shaped for each other, Spirit will bring you into union. All right, so those are the messages about who you are and who you are meant to be this life journey. I hope that this has helped, and I'm sending you lots of love and light. You are meant for major success. Remember that, and always strive for that. Take care of yourselves. Hello and welcome. So for this second combination of items, we have the selenite stick, and this here is representing your life journey for me. And you are a very healing person. You are an empath. You are very sensitive. You pick up on the energies, the thoughts, and the emotions of others. You can read any situation. Some of you may or may not be aware of that at the time you view this reading, okay? Being an empath, many discover that later in life, and they're like, oh, so that's what's going on with me. That's why I'm different, okay? So you guys are very, very sensitive. Some of you are spiritually gifted. Some of you are very artistic and creative and talented. You know, you could be like have a 9-to-5 job, like being an accountant, or you could be a doctor, or you could be a lawyer. But many of you, I feel, are more of like a free spirit. You are creative, and that's like your calling, or you're very spiritual, and you have a spiritual gift and talent that you are meant to share with this world. Now, I'm going to move your candle over here. I'm going to put this one here, and we'll get to this in a second. There are things in this box that we will go through, and we are going to pull these star seeds at the end, but this is what I have pulled for you. I have selected these intentions for you, which I am going to speak, and then I'm going to light this candle to solidify that intention from my heart to yours for your life journey, okay? And I will let this candle burn itself out. Even if it doesn't make it all the way through the reading, I will let it burn itself out after the reading is finished. So, magical powers. I weave and clear, I cast and know. Magic's secrets to me now show. This comes back to your spiritual gifts, and some of you may definitely resonate with, you know, calling yourself a witch or a sorceress or a magician. You know, you're into herbs, really into crystals, maybe do some potions, some candle spells. Some of you are psychics, mediums. Some of you are just incredibly talented and gifted at like writing, drawing, creating, singing, acting. You know, you are a free spirit, and there is magic that exists within each and every one of you, okay? So magical powers and divine guidance, since you are such a sensitive soul. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to speak this, and then I'm going to speak this, and I'm going to light the candle, and I'm putting my intention out there for you guys, for you to reach your highest potential for this life journey, for your spiritual evolution, or the highest potential of your creative talent and ability. All right, after I speak it, feel free to, say it yourself to draw it in even stronger for yourself. Okay, so I weave and clear, I cast and know, magic secrets to me now show. And over here for your beautiful divine guidance, whispers from the beings who shine, let their message be clear and kind. And now I light this candle to solidify this intention. So mote this be for each and every one of you watching, okay? Each and every one of you is a free spirit, and you have some very unique talent and ability that is special and unique just to you, okay? So let's get into your little chest here. And we have the first thing out is the Buddha, and this is the representation of the soul evolution that you have achieved in past lifetimes, but also talking about how you are a free spirit, which means you are more spiritually based. That doesn't mean you have to follow any sort of like religious belief or anything like that. You follow the calling of your soul. You believe in karma. You know what you do and what you put out is going to come back to you. You are very spiritually wise. And you have 3 books, and not all chests have 3 books. You have astrology, you have witchcraft, and you have fortune telling. Okay? This, even if you are, creative and talented in that aspect, there is a gift to you spiritually. Okay, some of you are meant to read astrology and also know your personal astrology chart. It's going to give you a lot of insight about who you are and what you are meant to do this life journey. And then this, here's the witchcraft again. You are a master alchemist. You are meant to work with the elements, and you have the rites of passage. You will have a lot of success working with intention, the law of attraction, spells, potions, all of those things, okay? And then fortune telling. This is like your psychic ability, your intuition, mediumship, reading tarot cards. You guys all have a rites of passage in the soul from past life evolution to work, with the spirits, with the higher realms. And that also comes through your creative talents and abilities. That's why you are so amazing and talented at what you do. You have perfected this in past life journey. Okay, and so this life journey, you're meant to have the full mastery and benefit of that. And the moon. You are very affected by the moon and her phases. If you're feeling off, you're feeling crazy, emotional, out of balance, see what Luna's doing, where she's at, okay? You have, this goes also back to you being a master alchemist and learning to set intention and cast intention with the cycles and energies of the moon. And this also is about some of you having the rites of passage to read astrology, okay? Know your astrology. You are magical. Whatever you set your mind to, you will achieve, okay? And, you are an empath. No question. You pick up on everybody's energy around you. You are a sponge, and you are very healing. You have good advice. People are very drawn into your energy. Okay, you are magical. And then we have the meteorite, which is a representation of your connection to higher realms, other dimensions, and other collective consciousnesses like the Pleiades, Andromeda. Okay, you have higher connection, and that's where a lot of your guidance comes from. And just depending on, how awakened you are at the time of this reading, some of you are already very aware of this, and this is just a beautiful confirmation of these, extraterrestrial sort of connections. And it's not physical, it's of consciousness. Okay, you are in partnership. You do work with higher level beings, the angelic realm as well. Okay, and this goes back to astrology. Many of you are meant to read astrology, and it might seem very foreign to you the first time you take a look at an astrology chart, but you are somebody who will come into mastery like that, where it takes others their whole lifetime. You've already practiced, you've already studied that in a lifetime before, and it will just come back to you very, very quickly. Okay, so let's pull a card and look at the light energy of you, your strongest essence. Oh, look at that. You have the horse. Talk about a free spirit. There you go. Freedom, elegance, strength. You are being guided to break free from the chaos and confusion of life. Take action and expand into your new journey, creating balance of the mind, body, and soul. There are new and exciting opportunities waiting for you. All you must do is take the first steps towards them. So the horse may be your special animal spirit that guides you and leads you this life journey. Definitely look into deeper spiritual message of the horse. This is a confirmation of that beautiful free spirit that you are, and the inner strength that you have, and also anything that you set your mind to, you will achieve. Okay, there's this magic about you, and nobody can mimic you or copy you. You are truly one of a kind. Your talents and abilities are your own, that you have achieved over many lifetimes. Okay, but nothing can hold you down. If somebody really tries to box you in, corner you, you will flee. You are not somebody who can be held down like that. It doesn't mean that you don't love and that you're not loyal and incredibly true. But if somebody really tries to back you into a corner, you will flee and you will run far, far away. All right, so let's take a look at your blind spot. One of your greatest challenges that you will experience and face this life journey. And you are going to be somebody who is just always drawn into the fringe of things, aliens, ghosts, astrology, hauntings, witchcraft, all of it. You're just always going to be drawn into those energies because it's a part of who you are. All right, so just take a look at this symbol here. This is your blind spot. And what this is talking about is you are going to have a tendency to group things together. So let's say, 5 years ago, some really bad things happened to you and they were a bit traumatic. What's going to happen now is, if you haven't fully healed those wounds, anything that's playing out that triggers you and overstimulates you emotionally, you're going to group all of that together, and it's going to feel much bigger than what's actually happening right now today in the present. Okay, so that is one of your major life lessons, is really learning how to separate issues and emotions and experiences within, because you are so sensitive. Okay, and you do absorb a lot of things, and there are going to be experiences, you know, that you carry with you for a very long time. You're great at healing others, but you may struggle at healing yourself, and being there for yourself enough and nourishing yourself enough, and paying attention to your needs enough. Okay, you're a very giving person. You don't like to see anybody hurting or in pain. You don't like suffering. You want equality. You want everybody to have prosperity and happiness and love and joy. Even the people who, you know, do you wrong and do you dirty and treat you poorly, you don't wish ill upon them. You wish them enlightenment. You wish them growth. You are a very evolved, advanced being, and you are connected to some really high realms, and you may identify as a star seed, a light worker, spiritually gifted, an empath. Okay, some of you may have a very strong connection to the animal realm, and you connect to nature very strongly. Okay, you are special. You march to the beat of a different drum. Some of you, this manifests through spiritual talents and abilities. Some of you, this manifests through creative talents and abilities. And some of you, this manifests where you are like the star co-worker. You are magic. You can get things done. You can handle things. You are just somebody who can really be counted on. You pull things out. People call you magic, call you lucky. Okay, there is a like this force around you. You are meant to have a lot of lucky happenstances throughout this life journey. All right, so let's see what angel or angelic force is around you strongly this life journey. New levels of light, angels and ascended masters. Wow, well there you go. We already picked up on that with the meteorite, but Spirit wanted to confirm, because some of you are non-believers of your own talents, gifts, and abilities. You are surrounded and guided by the angels and the ascended masters, as well as beings from other realms. Okay, here is your confirmation of that energy right there. Okay, I want to pull some tarot and kind of look at your life journey, your life path, and how things will unfold for you. And then we will pull some cards to look at your romantic relationships and what's going on there this life journey. Ten of Pentacles, Six of Cups, Knight of Swords, Knight of Cups, King of Wands. Wow. This here, the Swords to the Cups to the King of Wands, is speaking of a major awakening and rapid transformation that is going to take place during this life journey. Okay, but you coming through to start this life journey as the Ten of Pentacles and the Six of Cups, that's just another confirmation that, you know, everything about you, all your gifts and abilities, you have mastered in lifetimes before. Okay, you are not the average human being that's walking around on the earth plane. And you really need to know that and accept that about yourself. With the Six of Cups, there's a lot of energy from past lives that comes with you into this life, and it's going to manifest in beautiful ways. You are meant to have abundance and a great deal of success this life journey. And see, here you are, so wise. Some of you having that strong connection to animals, but very, very wise, sitting upon your throne. You know what you're talking about. And once you fully evolve and awaken into your abilities and talents, like, you are the top of your game. There is nobody better than you at what you're doing, okay? And here, you start out as this Knight of Swords, and you really exist in a higher consciousness most of your life journey, but this is where we're a bit disconnected. This is where we don't understand all the emotions that we feel from others and from situations around us, okay? And so you may have a tendency to kind of like shut off or close down, disconnect yourself because you don't understand. But then you grow, you evolve, you mature a bit, and it kind of goes to the extreme of the other way, where now you are too open and you're feeling everything very intensely. People, situations, their emotions, their troubles. When somebody has negative emotion and thought towards you, you pick up on that. So it's like you go from one extreme to the other in this life journey, but it's for purpose, because this is what you evolve into, is this King of Wands. And this is a very strong, stable energy where you are 100% tapped into your creative talent and ability, or your spiritual gifts. And here, look at you sitting on your throne once again, and being very empowered, knowledgeable, sought after, looked up to with whatever it is that you're giving, doing, and being, okay? So this is what you evolve into. And again, some of you, this could be where you have this major awakening and go through a bit of dark night of the soul type of experience. So let's pull some more cards. You are going to achieve a lot. Like, I just, top of your game of whatever it is that you decide to pursue, that is truly that calling of your soul. You will be top of your game. Yeah, see? Look at you. You're a step above the rest. And there you are definitely going to have an awakening, okay? And what you originally start out pursuing career-wise, at some point you're going to abandon that, because you fully awaken to your gifts, talents, abilities, okay? And then that is the true calling of your soul. That's all you see, and it pulls you and it guides you. So you abandon what you originally start out seeking, career-wise early in life, and you awaken to your true calling, and you will have a lot of success with that, okay? And you're going to be quite obsessive about it. You are going to be a bit competitive at times, okay? But also with the devil coming out, you may be prone to like lower vibrational energies kind of throwing you into a depression. Different states of the world at different points along your life journey could really affect you and get to you. The lower vibrational negative energies are toxic to you. They're like kryptonite to you. And just because of who you are, you may come into, you know, close relationships with some toxic sort of narcissistic people. I mean, it's a very common thing to have the empath narcissistic paradigm going on. And so I do feel you'll definitely encounter some of those types of connections through your life journey. But again, it's only to awaken you and put you in a place of personal empowerment where you put boundaries, and you know, you have to come into an understanding that you can't save everybody, that you can't help everybody. You know, true change is an inside job, and somebody has to really want that and really desire that. So that is something that, you know, you will work on this life journey as well, recognizing where you end, where others begin, and you know that you can't save everybody. You truly can't. All right. But be aware of that. If you kind of just wake up one day and you feel all sad and weepy for absolutely no reason, it's because you've absorbed some energies of other people, and it's important that you do some grounding work, some meditations to really balance your energy when you feel yourself getting out of whack, because you do absorb, you do feel, and again, you are very talented and you are meant to be at the top of your game in whatever you choose and decide. You have done a lot of work in past lifetimes. You are a free spirit. Nobody can box you in, or you're going to flee. As you mature through life, that's going to be a less thing where you don't get spooked and like, you know, get out of Dodge. You're going to get better at expressing, because there's going to be a time where it's really hard for you to express yourself if you feel that you're going to hurt somebody's feelings or make them feel bad. You would rather just be quiet and kind of fade away, and you think that's easier for them to deal with than for you to be straight out and blunt and say something that may potentially really hurt and harm them. You will evolve out of that through life, and there will come a point where you no longer flee. You use that personal empowerment. You say what you've got to say, even if it will hurt a feeling or two. Okay, so you have come through in this story as very strong, very successful, going, you know, through this awakening and then being totally empowered, having lots of beautiful manifestations throughout this life journey, and meant to have money and be in a position of power, I might add. Okay, so let's look at your romances and see what is coming through in that space. Twin flame love, look at that. And I was just noticing, look at what's on the bottom of the deck. So this was on the bottom, this is on the top. So you've got some twin flame love coming out. We have sacrifice. Isn't that the truth with these twin flame journeys? Next is total alignment, mutual damage, and independence. Okay, so you are going to have one true great love of this lifetime. Okay, doesn't mean that you won't date more than one person or have love for more than one person, but you are on a twin flame journey here, and it's the true to form story coming together, falling in love. Something happens, we have this breakup, it is a huge sacrifice, it feels like a death, only to come back into union later on and realize that you both have hurt and felt the pain equally the whole time through. But the reason for coming together, separating through a painful situation, and then coming back into alignment is independence. All right, because of the depth of this connection, the two of you may have a tendency to be codependent and with each other, and maybe a bit toxic with each other upon this first go round, okay? And through the separation, the way that you both grow, evolve, and mature is coming into a very independent and strong and stable energy on your own, which then allows the reunion. And when the reunion happens, you are in total alignment with this person. So you are part of the twin flame journey. You have your one and your only one. Okay, let's pull some more cards about that. Mutual spiritual awakening, nice. Mutual spiritual mission, not surprised to see that considering who and what you are. And look at that, soul consciousness. This is after you both come into this independent energy. This is the relationship when you guys come back together. This is what this total alignment is talking about, okay? It is, you both are awakened at the soul. And you both have a mission to evolve, uplift, and heal humanity. And with soul consciousness, you have a telepathic and empathic connection with each other, okay? There is no greater love of your life than this person right here. Same goes for them about you, all right? This is a very highly evolved, spiritually based kind of relationship and connection. And so when you first come into union, I don't feel that you guys are at this level, but there's significance and importance in meeting and establishing, because upon your initial union, it's an activation within each of you, okay? And then through separation, there is going to be no forgetting the other, all right? You're going to be meant to come back together. Some more cards. See if Spirit will give us any information about anybody else. But it's just like this twin flame, like you have one and one and only, no other. You again will date other people, have love for others, but this one stands out above all the rest, no question. We have the Moon, Three of Cups, the Fool, Ten of Wands, Knight of Pentacles. Okay, what I see here, I really don't think you are going to have a lot of deep emotional connection and attachment to anybody before this twin flame, to be honest. And we kind of saw that, right, where you were the Knight of Swords and then the Knight of Wands transitioning into the King of Wands, or the Knight of Cups and then transitioning into the King of Wands. And so I see where you definitely feel a connection, okay, to these romantic relationships that, you know, come into your life. You definitely feel a connection to them, but you don't feel that love for anybody like you feel for this twin flame. It's like you just, the relationship ends up being a bit burdensome for you, and you end up wanting to be free and just friends, okay? We see that with the Horse. But when you meet this twin flame, it's a whole different feeling. It's not burdensome to you. You feel very aligned, very drawn in to this person. There is no question for you that this is your one, this is who you belong to, because of how unique it feels compared to every other romantic relationship that you entertain prior to meeting this twin flame. Okay, and after you meet this twin flame, going separate ways, I really feel that you would rather be single than waste your time and indulge in any other sort of relationship, just because you don't really relate or connect to many people in that way. And it may, you may have thought something's wrong with you, because you can have love for people. I'm not saying that you don't, but man, when you meet this twin flame, you're going to be like, you're my one, and I know you're my one because I have never ever been able to feel this for another person, ever. As much as I've tried, as great as they've been, I've never felt this. So that's how you know who this person is. And it will be worth the wait. You know, you will love them, they will love you. And your journey, you know, I do see this separation, but it's because I do feel that the connection is so deep and intense for both of you. You may kind of fall into a codependent type of energy and situation, and you guys have a spiritual mission together this life journey. All right, so we break up, we become very strong, very independent, and then spirit realigns, you awaken, and then, you know, you have this more spiritually based sort of connection and relationship. All right, let's pull you some advice for this life journey of yours. Advancement. A strong energy is propelling you forward. Follow the stirrings of your heart. Yes, your soul will always lead the way, and in what you do, you are meant to have great achievement and accomplishment. Release anything that keeps you from your path of authenticity. Don't hang on to the lower vibrational energies and beings. They're toxic to you. And guidance. You are not alone. You are guided by the masters and teachers of the highest realms. Boom. Another confirmation of that. And we picked up on that. So you and your talent and ability is something that you have mastered over lifetimes. And you are meant to be at the top of your game this life journey with that. You are a very free spirit. Okay, you're a very healing energy. You are meant to be drawn into the things that exist on the fringe. You are a part of the twin flame journey, and nobody will stir you or capture your heart deeper than they. All right, so those are the messages for your soul about this life journey. I hope that this has helped, and I am sending you lots of love and light. Take care. Hello and welcome. Those of you attracted to this third set of items, you are the love of this planet, okay? Your life journey, this particular incarnation, is very focused on relationships of all kinds. Your family relationships, your friendships, your romantic partnerships, and not just your personal relationships, but also relationships and connections with others. You are a very healing energy. You are also very connected to Mother Earth Gaia, all right? And you are being represented by the rose quartz for your life journey, this particular incarnation. And this is about bringing great love and great healing to this planet, okay? You're probably very, very sensitive. You are a lover, not a fighter. You try to keep the peace. You try to help people heal and keep things balanced. but when somebody really crosses the line and sets you off, you probably can bite somebody's head off if you need to. You could hold your own, and people may mistake that about you because you are so giving and so warm and so loving that you are gullible, naive, or easily to take advantage of. And you know, you may tolerate that for a bit of time, but you will definitely put somebody in their place. Okay, you are not a pushover. You are very wise. You are just very tolerant. You have a lot of emotional maturity about you. So you may feel that you're surrounded by children a lot of the times. Okay, it's because you possess a lot of emotional maturity, and your energy is very healing and nurturing in general. So people are drawn into you. Strangers at the grocery store, you know, start talking to you. You often just have the right advice. You know what to say. You know what to do. You know how to make somebody's day. You pay attention to details. You're very, very thoughtful. Okay? The world needs more people like you. That is for sure. So we will move your candle over there. We will put this here, because we are going to light this candle for intention for you guys. We will pull the Chakra Love at the end of the read, but for you guys, I have chosen 3 different spell cards. For the first 2 readings, I only chose 2, but for you guys, because of the energy that you are representing, I have chosen 3, and they are Safe Home, okay, because you are a safe harbor for anybody who encounters you. Next is Friendship, because like I said, due to your beautiful and warm heart, there may be people who try to take advantage of that, okay. And lastly, Love. You deserve great love in your life through romance, through friendships, through family, through community, through everything. You deserve love, all right? So what I'm going to do is speak the intention on each one of these spell cards for you, and then I'm going to solidify that intention by lighting the candle. And if you want to participate after I speak the intention, repeat it, okay? And I just want you to consider that even though I am recording this, there are many of you who are going to be watching this together at the same time. And as you align to my intention for you, you guys all come together, all your energies come together, and it becomes even more powerful and stronger, okay? More intentional. So this is my intention for each one of you beautiful souls, because of what Spirit has shown me for those of you coming to this 3rd reading. So I will speak the intention, and then I'm going to light the candle. And again, if you want to follow along, feel free. So for the Safe Home, because you deserve a safe harbor, because you are a safe harbor to all, I cast the circle round about. Safety now is beyond doubt. Because you deserve beautiful, supportive, true, and real friendships. My intention for you: bring it to me, friendship true, sharing laughter, understanding too. And lastly, you deserve great, true love in your life this journey, from all directions. Aphrodite, I call to thee to bring a true love here to me. And now I light this candle as my intention to solidify these words for each one of you. So mote it be. All right, let's get into your little treasure chest and explore your soul. So first out, we have the Tree of Life. This is truly the embodiment of you, what you represent, what you bring to every single soul who crosses your path, okay? You are brought to the planet at this time to be a higher vibration of love for all right? You are something special. You are very family orientated. You are very connected into tradition and sentiment and loyalty. And, you know, that doesn't mean that you grew up in that. Some of you may not have grown up into that, but you create that tradition for yourself if that's the case, okay? You have a very strong connection to Mother Earth Gaia as well, which means you have a special connection to animals, to nature in general, and you benefit strongly from doing grounding meditations, connecting with Mother Earth Gaia. And now we have the heart. There is one who will have the key to your heart, but you will love many this life journey, okay? But there is one very special love that is meant for you on in this incarnation. And here is more rose quartz, and this is just to really confirm the power of your love and your healing ability to all who encounter you. And you are sensitive and you get your feelings hurt so easily, and you personalize things. You don't have a thick skin whatsoever, and when somebody else is hurting, you tend to take that problem on as if it were your own, okay? You truly don't want anybody to be left behind, to be left out, to be forgotten. And this life journey, you are more of a teacher helping people evolve rather than receiving a lot of life lessons for your own evolution. You will encounter, you know, different things to grow your soul, but you are more here to be a guide, a beautiful light, a healing place for others. And here is the one that is going to hold the key to your heart. Very special love story between you and another soul, this life journey. And you have old fairy tales and once upon a time. So many of the soulmates and people you encounter this life journey, you have many, many lifetimes with them, and you guys are working on a larger soul cycle. And like I said, you are more of the beacon of light, very emotionally wise and mature. So everybody that you encounter in this life journey, whether you have a falling out with them or not, whether they screw you over or not, they are sewn into your heart for the rest of your days, okay? And you guys are truly picking up where you left off last lifetime and many of the connections that you will experience this life journey, okay? You are in the middle of a larger soul cycle. But everybody, it's like they're sewn into your heart. You have a deep affection and emotion for everybody that you encounter, okay? And they see you as magical. They see you as having the answers that they do not possess themselves, okay? So a lot of people will look to you in this life journey for safety, for stability, because you are this beautiful beacon of light. So let's pull some a card about your light energy. Oh, you are the cheetah. Look at you. Focus, clarity, speed. You are being guided to be mindful and value yourself and others. Strategize your days. Be patient. Take calculated risks and take action towards your heart's desires. You have what you need to change your life today and become the best version of you. So this is where you have this tendency to really put others before yourself, which will cause you to run out of juice, to run out of steam. And your spirit guides really want you to become aware of self and know that when you are putting yourself before others, that is not selfish. It's not negative. Sometimes you do have to worry about yourself first, or you run dry, and you are somebody who tends to fill others up. So you get depleted very, very easily. So, but you have a lot more energy and juice and power than most people. But just be very mindful of that, and be there for yourself. Direct that beautiful light that you are to yourself when you need it. And there's no shame in that. And that's not being selfish. Okay? You are a very powerful force, and very few could keep up with you. All right? Let's pull a card to look at your blind spot. One of the biggest life lessons that you are working on this journey. Alright, so just kind of eyeball that symbol. And you know, I'm really not surprised to see this as your blind spot, as what you're working on. This is like self-concept. This is about seeing yourself, and you not seeing yourself, you not putting yourself at the same level as others, like really elevating people above you. You're just such a giver that you don't give enough credit to yourself. You don't value yourself enough. That's your blind spot. You really think way lower of yourself than truly what you are. You're very humble in that. You may suffer some self-esteem, some self-worth issues at different points along your journey, just because there's so much love inside of you, and you don't want anybody to hurt. Whether you are masculine or feminine, you are a very mothering, nurturing, protecting, healing energy. But you have a tendency of not giving enough to yourself, okay? And you have to keep yourself going in order to be there for everybody else, all right? So that is one of your biggest life challenges and lessons. So let's pull some tarot. Judgment, the Devil, the Moon, Four of Wands, and Three of Wands. Okay, so you've got some major arcanas coming out to start the show here. Let me just pull them down so that you can see them better. All right. So Judgment is going back to the once upon a time in the fairy tales, where this life is very much connected to your past life journey, and many of the people that you are encountering, you guys are in the middle of a soul cycle. This life journey is meant to be far less intense than what you guys have experienced in previous incarnations with each other, okay? But also the Devil in this position, this goes back to you and your healing energy. In this position, it's very intense. Okay, in this position, it's healing, it's freeing, it's liberating. This is what you bring to people. You help liberate them from their own self, from their own darkness, help them bring themselves into accountability and see their blind spots and what holds them back in toxic relationships within their life. What is a mystery, you naturally bring to light, you bring forth, okay? But here, this is beautiful. This is happiness. This is stability. this is what you bring, this is who you are, and this is what you are meant to experience. And then also, there is a very significant romantic love that is meant for this life journey. It's like the true love of your life. And, you know, with the Three of Wands, there's this period that you will go through where you feel like you're waiting, okay? You're waiting on direction, you're waiting on something. You might feel like you're flapping in the wind and you're lost. And that is going to come right before this beautiful awakening and incredible personal empowerment. You know, you're going to have a big time activation after you go through certain experiences on this life journey, and you really recognize this blind spot and come into your personal empowerment. And after that, there is like no force that can get in your way or stop you. All right, you are very blessed. You are looked upon by the angels. And that reminds me, I did not pull your angel card. Let me pull that right now. Balance, angel guide, Orion. Okay, so you have a strong angel guide this life, and whenever you are really like veering off the tracks, this angel has a special soul contract with you to where this angel can override your free will at times if you are really going off the path you intended for yourself. And so you might experience that where you feel like your free will, your personal power and intention is being blocked by a force bigger than you, and it is. And in that space, you really need to pull back and reassess, why am I being blocked like this? Because you have a very special contract with this angel guide that when you're veering off, okay, I'm going to pull you back in. I'm going to rein you back in. I'm going to help balance you. I'm going to get you back on track, okay? And with the moon, you may have a tendency to go through different periods of like depression or deep sadness, just because you are so sensitive, you do care so deeply. You may absorb the emotions of others, or, you know, just different things going on in the world or with people you care about can really hurt you deeply and cause some depression. And also, you know, some of you, there just may be different things that you encounter and you experience, and it cuts you deeper than it would cut the average person because you are such a lover. And, you know, you're very emotionally mature, grown, and wise, but I do see you may struggle with some bouts of depression, and, you know, really try to stay away from like substances and things of that nature, because you may have this tendency and this desire for escapism from your emotional body, because you do feel everything, okay? Seven of Cups, Two of Pentacles, King of Swords. Nice. Okay. Whenever you are feeling lost or unsure, try to get out of your emotions. Try not to overthink, obsess, overanalyze things when you are at an impasse, because you have this strong angel guide on your side. And so when you are in those space of like depression, confusion, anxiety, overthinking, notice that. Tell yourself, okay, I need to calm it down. I need to balance my energy. I need to call upon this angel guide, and the answers will come in. All right, you showing up as this King of Swords tells me that you have connection to the higher realms. Like, you receive a lot of divine guidance, whether you realize it or not. And this is also talking about the emotional maturity in which you are. And, you know, as you grow and evolve through this life journey, you will come to a point where you have total control over your emotional body, and different things that would trigger you early in life, you will have mastered that. Okay, and this also comes after you realize your true worth and your value, and that it's not selfish to be there for yourself when you need yourself. Okay, because you are somebody who is very immersed in a lot of different connections throughout this life journey, and that is what is meant to be. A lot of your soul evolution comes through your connections with others. Okay, and you are in the middle of this major soul cycle, but there is one true love for you. So let's get into that, this true love. Okay, so we have other influences, heartfelt message or gesture, spiritual awakening journey, shift perception, disillusionment. Okay, so you guys are brought together by like others, so through like mutual friends. It could be like you're at some sort of like a company event, and one of your coworkers brings like their friend or their sibling or their family member to the event, and you and that person really hit it off. It's like the way you guys come together is a connection through some other person that you both know, something along those lines. Okay, but what I see here is one of you isn't quite ready for this connection upon its initial meeting. Okay, it's like it's flirty. It looks like it doesn't get too serious when you guys first meet and first come together, and then there's this awakening and this shifting of perception, a lot of disillusionment. Either you or the other person is like still really hung up on an ex or something along those lines, or very focused on building themselves. And so it's very light, it's flirty, it's maybe like you guys just kind of go out a few times, or you just talk a little bit, and then it kind of fades away. But it's going to come back in to your life after a major period of like awakening within you or within this other person, or both. So let's pull some more cards. Oh, look at that. Twin flame journey. Our memories. Personal life path journey. And boundaries. Okay, so you guys are definitely twin flame. Not surprised to see that, since that is a significant message in your little treasure chest, is that there is a very special romantic partnership. And so you guys meet, and I feel you know, you are going to go your separate ways, because there's more to be done within you, within them, before you're fully ready for this, you know, twin flame journey. And this are memories. Whatever you guys share in that initial connection, it's very powerful for both of you. Okay, but we have this personal life path journey, spiritual awakening, and boundaries. And we know that you are somebody who is a lover who may need to work on, you know, these boundaries, really putting your foot down, shifting your heart and your mind. There may be some forgiveness needed on your behalf once you come back into union with this person. Okay, They may not be aware of the twin flame connection upon meeting you initially. You may not be aware of the twin flame connection upon initial meeting, okay? But there is something that you guys are going to share that stays with both of you, and you will never forget each other. And there's some awakening taking place, and it's like one of you is spiritually awakening and one of you is really establishing themselves in their lives. And then after that is done, we have a perception shift and some disillusionment, and you guys both change and transform, and that's when you come back together in a union here. Okay, so let's pull some tarot. The Magician, the Nine of Pentacles, Page of Pentacles, Chariot, and Six of Pentacles. So I am going to have to change the battery on my camera. It is blinking at me, so you'll see the camera like maybe jump. So one moment. All right, so with the Magician here and this Nine of Pentacles, that goes back to where one of you, it's like, is having a bit of a spiritual awakening, and the other of you has to establish yourself much more like in the 3D, in the physical realm. And you know, I think one of you may be very material based, very superficial. I don't think it's you, just because you're coming through as this beautiful love, right? And they've got to be humbled a bit, okay? And they have to abandon a certain way of being and thinking, and they will. And this is either, you know, through the spiritual awakening or really establishing themselves. And once that takes place, then their focus becomes on to love. Like, I want this union, I want this connection, okay? And then we are led into victory and a very balanced union and connection, okay? This could be a Cancer, this could be a Taurus, a Virgo, a Capricorn, aligning to you. Let's pull some more tarot. And if I didn't mention it before, I'm going to let this candle burn itself all the way out to ensure my intention for you guys is heard and felt by the universe. Hierophant, Knight of Pentacles, Knight of Cups, the Star, and the Knight of Wands. Okay. The good news is that I feel when you guys come together to like fully be together, it's not, you know, like in your late years, okay, with the Knights coming through. You guys come together and you're best friends. It's like you're best friends, you're each other's love of each other's lives. And you also, I mean, because we've got 3 Knights coming through, you also are very physically well suited for each other, okay? So it's like you're best friends. Right here through this Knight of Pentacles, you have the beautiful emotion and soul connection through the Knight of Cups, but you also have that amazing chemistry and passion and fire through the Knight of Wands. All right, but also what this tells me is there are going to be 3 significant relationships in this life journey outside of this love of your life, okay? And each one of these relationships is awakening and growing a different part of you, a different aspect of you, in preparation for realignment or alignment to this twin flame of yours, okay? So there are 3 very significant romances that play out in this life journey, and this twin flame would be a fourth romance, so a total of 4. And then this here is like the twin flame, what is sets apart from the rest of everything else is a major arcana energy, the star, where you guys are meeting soul to soul, and there's this beautiful awakening that takes place, and you guys are, you know, best friends, heart and soul connected, a lot of passion and chemistry, but it's your connection is built on honesty, and there's a lot of empathy between the two of you. You feel them, they feel you. All right, so this is a beautiful connection that is meant to play out as a romantic partnership with this soulmate, this life journey. But you will have 3 significant romances either before this or sprinkled in, because I do see where you meet the twin flame, have a separation, and then come back together in union. All right, so there are 3 others that will be significant to your heart. And so let's pull you some advice about this life journey. Heart chakra, compassion. Resolve your conflicts with compassion. And this is who you are for everybody, but this is also who you need to be for yourself. Make sure you always have heart and love for yourself. You deserve that as much as you give it to other people, okay? 100%. Next is the sacral, passion. Turn your fear of change into excitement for change. Trust all the different twists and turns of your life journey. It's all for purpose. It's all leading somewhere, okay? And lastly, we have the root chakra, safety. In the hurricane of life, a strong foundation will keep you safe, and we set our intention for safe home for you, and this is spirit acknowledging that intention that we have cast, okay? So you are very significant to many people this lifetime, a big focus on relationships and connections in general. You are a beacon of love, of light for all. Biggest challenge is learning to love and be there for yourself as you are there for others. All right, so those are your messages. I am sending each and every one of you lots of love and light. Take care.